we're going to go over our front strike with our nunchucks. So front strike is a very good strike because it comes very fast and it doesn't have a telegraph. Unlike some other nunchuck strikes, when you throw it out and then you do the strike, it kind of your opponent can see what you're about to do. They can tell, hey, he's getting ready for a strike. Doesn't matter which strike, it's just kind of showing that a strike's coming. With the front strike, you don't really have that. It's just a very quick out and then back. Another good thing about the front strike compared to some of the other strikes, it's a single strike, unlike say a outward figure eight strike, which has two strikes, which if you hit one of those, then you have to worry about the ricochet for the second one. With this one, with the front strike, you don't have to worry about that ricochet. It just goes straight through and it's gonna come straight back into our captured position. So front strike looks like this, comes out and then right back. It goes straight forward, across the body and back. Same thing if I have something that I'm hitting. Remember, with a weapon like this, you always have to worry about the ricochet. So it's a really easy one to control and not get hit. I can go all the way through my target relatively fast without telegraphing, and then it comes right back into my ready position, ready to do whatever type of follow-on there is. So with the front strike, like I said before, it comes straight forward. So the first thing I'm going to do is I go straight forward, and then I'm going to end up making this little circle, just like this, with the butt of the nunchuck that I'm holding. I circle in first, which is going to point the tip outwards, and I make this circle, which makes a circular motion right here. As I'm making contact, so the contact is going to be when my tip is pointed straight at my opponent. That's when my wrist bends, and I bring it all the way through. I'm going to touch this side of the nunchuck to the side of my back. It's going to wrap around, and then from here, I raise my elbow, and I bring it right back into my armpit. So again, I come out, and I'm making this circular motion. I'm making the circular motion as soon as I start bringing the nunchuck out. A big problem I see some people do is they shoot this straight forward first, and then when their arm is all the way locked out, that's when they cut the angle. If you do that, you run the risk of this nunchuck hitting this one, which is going to create a loose string. We always want tension on our string. If we have a loose string, then it's going to be wobbly as we do our strike. You're not going to have as much power, and you're definitely going to lose a lot of control. So we want to make sure that we're doing the circle from the beginning. As soon as it starts coming out, my circle happens. That way I keep tension on the string the entire time. As soon as I'm about to make contact, right on my center line, I bend my wrist, go all the way through, hit this side, let it wrap around, and then bring it right back under it and capture it. Remember, as we're bringing it under and capture, we want to point the butt of the nunchuck that we're holding straight up to the sky, and I'm going to use my elbow to raise up and catch it. So if I just try to bring it here and then go down, you can catch it, but it's a little bit more difficult. You want to raise your elbow up first, get a little bit of momentum going, get it right into the armpit, and then catch it, and be ready for your next front strike. So I want you also to be cognizant of when we're striking something. Remember, as we strike something with nunchucks, the biggest problem is you have that ricochet. A lot of people are going to hit their hands. So as you're practicing this, if this is your first time doing it, I want you to put on maybe an MMA glove or something to protect your hand. That way, if you do get hit with the ricochet, you're not going to get hurt. But remember, the biggest thing that you can do to make sure that you don't get hit with the ricochet is follow through. If I was to strike here and then I stop, it's going to hit. If my hand stays here, the bounce back, the ricochet is going to hit my hand. I have to follow all the way through. So as soon as I come here, I don't stop, not even for a second. I keep going and bring it right under. If I stop, I hit my own hand. If I don't stop, have that follow through, it's good. I'm not going to get hit. As long as I don't have any pause, I can go slow with this and be fine, as long as one fluid motion. But if I stop, I'm going to get hit. No matter what, you're most likely going to get hit. So follow through and bring it right back. So I want you to work on first getting this circular motion, just like this. So as we come out, we're going to just bring it out slowly and circle. I'm not too worried about bringing it here yet and bringing it all the way back under. Just stick it out and circle. Bring it back under, circle. As you're bringing it out the whole time, making that circle. Don't go forward and then off to the side. Circle. So make sure you're doing this along with me. Circle. Brings it out, and I draw that circle right at the bottom. Bring it right back under. Still, you can do this slow. When you start to get a little bit more confidence with it, do it a little bit faster. Again, I don't want straight. If you notice, you heard that clack sound. It's because I went straight and then the nunchucks collided. We don't want that, we want a circle. It should be smooth the whole time. You don't hear that clacking sound. Straight forward and circle. Good. Let's go ahead and switch to the other side, and we're going to do the exact same thing. So, we're going to bring it forward and circle. That circle starts before the chuck is even out of the armpit. Around. Make sure you're going ahead and doing this with me. Circle. Now what we're going to do is, at this point, I'm assuming that you've already learned our simple up, we've learned our front switch, and then we've learned our side swing. That's why we're already getting into our strikes. So we're going to put these together and we're going to create a drill so that you can practice on both sides with your front strike. So it's going to start just like this. Under the armpit, front strike. Bring it back, simple up, front switch, side swing, front strike. And we're going to do this a few times so you start to get comfortable. You don't have to move it super fast, but I want it to flow. We don't want any choppiness. Choppiness with the nunchucks is just going to create a loose string, and you're not going to be able to have as much control as you'd like or as much power whenever you're actually using this to make contact. There. When you start to get comfortable, I want you to get it in the air first. Making sure that you're not going straight forward, you're doing the proper circular motion, you're not stopping at any portion. Whenever you start to feel comfortable with that, then we can move on to actually hitting something. It's important with a weapon like this that you do practice actually making contact, or else you're just swinging in the air, and the second you actually have to use it, you're not going to be able to. You're going to end up hurting yourself more than you hurt your opponent. So after you get comfortable with that drill, we're going to do front strike. Make sure to follow all the way through. Simple up, front switch, and same thing to the other side. So I want you practicing being able to make contact with both sides. It's one thing to be able to just do something with your right, your dominant side, but we want to have proficiency with both of our arms. So again, same thing, front strike, lift it up, switch sides, side swing, front strike. So we're getting that practice not only with the front strike, we're also getting a few other techniques in there to help with our coordination and our control as we're doing this. Like I said, when you get comfortable, you can do this and start striking a bag. It can be a heavy bag, it can be a bob like this. If you have a partner that can help you, they can stick a stick out or something that you can practice making contact with it. That way you really do have to worry about that ricochet and that follow through. The follow through is key when we're doing this. So let me go a brief overview of what we just did. We went straight forward. As we went forward, we made that circle, brought the nunchuck all the way around, hit to our side. Remember, as we're making contact, we use this part to hit right on our side so it wraps around us. We don't get hurt. We don't want to get hit with this part. That's going to hurt. Bring it here, and then bring it right back under. And that's our front strike. Circle, back under. And then we did it with a drill, which was just lifting it up afterwards, switching, bringing it under, and doing the front strike again. The same thing. And last, we practiced it with our hitting something. Doesn't matter what it is, we just want to practice making contact with something, practicing our follow through, and controlling our ricochet.